Ron, it's great to see you again, my friend.
Likewise, as always. How are you?
I'm fantastic. And like I end every interview with your daughter, I just saw Bryce a couple of weeks ago, and I always say, please tell Ron, his friend from Texas with the backwards cap says hello. So I hope she did. You go to the Galapagos Islands, you learn about this story. I have to tell you, what strikes me is that it's true.
Yeah.
What was the factor that pulled you in, the wow factor of this story that said, I have to tell this?
Well, it's a stranger than fiction story.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating group of individuals, therefore great acting opportunities. And you mentioned my daughter Bryce. She was on the family vacation where I actually encountered this story in the Galapagos for the first time. And she said, Dad, this would make a movie. And that was 15 years ago. Now, it took me a while to kind of get the guts to do it because it's not a Hollywood movie. It's not a straightforward studio kind of film. Had to make it as an indie, had to get a great script. Noah Pink wrote it on spec. It dazzled actors. I knew I needed to be able to put together a great ensemble, and yet I wouldn't be able to pay their fees. They did it as labor of love, and and it was a real adventure, creative adventure to make this movie.
It's a story, and no spoilers, of course, today, but it happened World War One, 1920s. They wanted to escape to get away from the madness that was going on back at home.
Right.
Do you think it made me think about this? There's a lot of madness in the world, but I don't know if I could actually go off the grid like that. Could you?
No, I am not an off the grid, and in fact, I think, but however, off the grid is one of the most searched phrases on the internet. So a lot of us are fantasizing about it and thinking about it. And yes, the pressures of today are calling into question, what does it mean to live in civilization? Would it be better somehow somewhere else? And I don't think that personally that is the solution. And I think this is a cautionary tale that demonstrates that these people lived out that experiment and we got to see how it went for them. It's a wild story, but it didn't go so great for some of them. And I think, I think running away from the problems are sort of never the solution. And on a more serious note, but you certainly can relate to the stresses that those individuals were feeling. And I have a lot of sympathy for them because they had hope. They had big dreams. They had big ideas. It was very hard for them to realize them. And that's the drama, and that's the suspense of this story. But there were no bad guys. There are a lot of people who were very needy and desperate, who were trying to make themselves and their lives better. I didn't agree with all of them. I didn't agree with a lot of their strategies. Some of them were, arguably narcissists and self-centered. But what an unusual blend. It's kind of like a season of a reality TV show, but it
Yeah.
really happened and people really died.
Well, it's always great to talk with you. Please tell Bryce I said hello. And the pickle episode is still my favorite from the Andy Griffith. You and I talked about that back
I
in.
hated eating those pickles, but it was, all for art.
We talked about that in Italy a couple of years ago. I don't know if Aunt B should see this movie. I'll tell you that much.
Not for everyone. It's probably not for everyone. I will say that.
Ron, thanks so much, man. You're the best. I appreciate your time today.
Take care. Bye
We'll see you,
bye.
bud. Bye.